Big boss man, can't you hear me when I call?
What's your favorite pedal that you don't build?
Yeah, what's your favorite pedal
honestly,
that you don't build?
Tube Screamer.
Tube Screamer?
Classic.
Just, honestly, you know why we got into pedal building? Because I couldn't find the pedal that I loved. Honest to God truth. I was like, I don't know. Same with Chris. It's like, did we find it? No, I wanted to do this, or I wanted to do that. That's how we got into the industry. I mean, literally, it was like, well, I want to tune that, tweak it, and I met somebody who taught me how to tweak stuff. And I'm like, okay, game on. And so then I started tweaking things and learning, and then I was like, now we're building pedals that we like. And then we started a business, and that's where we're at. I mean, literally built the pedals because we couldn't find what we wanted, and that's where we're at. So that's why I honestly, it's a good question, I don't play other people's pedals. I don't really need to. I mean, I have really good options in our own line, you know, and it's like, man, these other overdrives, there are great pedals out there, but I don't know. It's kind of like we spent our lifetime achieving and trying to achieve tone. And it's like now I kind of have an idea where we want to go, and I like the direction. So might as well stick there.
Yeah.
And what's the missing pedal?
We have one coming.
If you look into the complete market, which is kind of overcrowded already, but what is the spot missing?
I believe we are missing the digital aspect of.
And what do you think is the way to sell digital? Because all of us are kind of stuck in the past.
Right.
I think analog.
Yeah, and we are certainly trying to learn that, and we do have a digital solution that we are coming out with. So, but we will absolutely show you guys that. It's exciting. So we've been working on it. But yeah, the analog world, we'll never leave it. We love this. These are legacy products for us, you know, and we will never let them go. I mean, Archers and Dudes and HRMs, I mean, they're kind of iconic at this point, and it's amazing to us. You know, it's like, I can't believe they're doing well, you know, so we're going to stick in that.
Gonna get me a boss man, one that treats me right. Work hard in the daytime, rest easy at night. Big boss man. Can you hear me?
And that is a Blue Note tour as it comes from the PCB, or from the PCB factory. This is where it starts. They take this blank board, they set them on those rails right behind Chris, and then you can see what they do. They set them in these rails, adjust them, and that's where they can put all their through-hole components in, each one at a time. And then they send them through the wave solder machines over there. And that's why they do a whole section at once, and they can have tables. You know, and it's like we do 500 dudes, for example. They'll put 500 panels, or 500 worth of, you know, however many panels, if it's 4 up or whatever it is, and then they'll do, let's get one UF capacitor. And one person will get that one UF capacitor and put it in every one of them, and make sure that they don't make a mistake. And then they go to the next value, etc., until it's complete. Then the through hole's done. And then so the first step is always, you know, surface mount and stuff like that. So if you look at the parts, for example, these are resistors and capacitors and stuff in these tiny reels. And then this is what we put in our pick and place machines. And they load up these reels. And the reels will have the values on them. And they put these reels in a pick and place, and you'll see how they work. I think Danny's going to get one running for us. And the machines are just incredible. These things spin, and we'll show you how that works. And this computer just magically picks up these values, places them perfectly onto the board very quickly. They go through sections. You know, we get the through hole, the surface mount, then assembly. We'll show you, we have places where we just keep knobs, or battery clips. You know, you don't think about that. You come in like this and you have to assemble all this together. Like, we need a battery in there, right? So, you know, you just don't think about it. They come in a plastic bag. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting, simple stuff that's not really that simple. You know, capacitors like this, they come like that. This is a through-hole electrolytic capacitor. And the machines can actually do this, and people can do that, but you have to think about polarity. You get one value wrong in an audio product, it can be, a nightmare. So we do a lot of QCing, and these people do a great job. They're our hand solderers, or Steve's hand solderers, and they do a great job. They build our prototypes. So they come like this, but there's only 10, and I send them a blank board, and I send them a kit. And it's like the kit has all the parts in it and a bill of materials. It's like, build it this way, and then we check the values and everything after it's complete, and we listen to it. And it's like we compare it to a golden sample, and the golden sample is always the one that Chris and I tune. But our QC system is literally our ears. Literally, it's like, does it sound exactly like the original? And that's what we want to achieve, and make sure that we achieve that. And you guys should hold these two just to feel them, because it's kind of interesting to feel a pedal in this form. It feels so funky and interestingly, like, almost cheap, but it's not. It's just very well put together, cool PCB boards. I like white. These machines put them on there, polarity and everything. That's which direction and everything. And these machines do it, all these different values, very, very fast. But you can get different types of components. So you can get an IC, you can get a electrolytic big capacitor, and a very small, tiny resistor. In the same machine, you just program, and it places on like it's their job. Well, it is their job. But so there's a board underneath there, and that's solder paste. So the board gets pushed up against there, and the solder paste gets almost like pushed over the board, and it's just enough over a stencil, basically. And you'll see it operate, I think, in a minute. And then the pick and place machine puts those on there, and they stick to it. Those components stick to the solder paste like crazy. And then once it goes through here, that solder paste separates from the where there's not copper. It separates off of it instantly, and it just goes through that side of it, through the baking oven, and it's literally, that portion of the soldering process is completed.
Bake boss man, can't you hear me when I call? Big boss man, can't you hear me when I call? Well, you ain't so big, you're just tall, that's all. Stop me working, boss man, working round the clock. Want a drink of water, but Jimmy won't let me stop. Big boss man, can't you hear me when I call? There ain't so
in that other room, those racks that we were showing you, they take the panel, they place it on the rack, and then this is where they put the potentiometers and jacks and anything through hole, basically, at that point. So it goes from here to the through hole portion, and this one is almost ready for foot switches, and then back to final assembly. And we'll take clock the knobs, and we feel like we build some pretty cool stuff.
What's your favorite pedal?
That we build?
Yes.
HRM.
Who's your favorite colleague?
Chris.
What's it mean?
Pull them out, put them in boxes, and ship them out. And that's the end of the process, after it's been tested, of course.
I'm gonna get me a boss man, one that treats me right. Work hard in the daytime, rest easy at night. Big boss man.